Hello everybody, thanks for stopping by. It's been a busy day. I hope it's been wonderful for you. Yeah, it's been great. The storm, I think, is moving south if anybody's on my Facebook, just so you know. The wind shear is taking it. And I'm a little out of breath because I just came back from a walk with my dog, like 20 minutes ago, but the pollen's pretty high. And we went pretty far. But anyway, tonight, I wanted to bring you another project I did, something I figured out. So we're still at hashtag how boho can you go? And let me just see if I have that here next to me. I should. I don't think I moved it last night. My files from last night. So just hold on one second while I get it. Anyway, it's Rach and Bella Crafts. If you want to know more about the collab or to have a peek at the kits, because I can't possibly print all the pages, but she has. So just go to Rach and Bella Crafts. I'll leave the information below. And the name of the collaboration is How Boho Can You Go? I'll leave it in the description box. Okay, so I wanted to make a passport. Yes, a passport. Because, I don't know, it just feels like, Bohemian people would travel a lot. And, well, in my research, they traveled a lot. And it's kind of sort of like a fairy tale. That's what I like to look at it as. It's like a fairy tale. It's like magical, The more I read about it, the more I think, wow, how cool. Like, I'd really like to have been, bohemian and wear those colors. And, I've seen so many things, the things that they traveled in, and, they didn't have vehicles. They had, oh, I don't know if I have an image. I was going to, my friend Rachel, from Rach and Bella Crafts, she sent a little clip of this man who redid this vehicle into a bohemian vehicle, and it's just so cool. I thought I printed it, but I didn't. But anyway, it's really cool. She actually put it in her kit. It's going to be one of my, it's going to be part of my kit. But anyway, so tonight, I wanted something. I wanted to make a passport, but I wanted something that looked really authentic. Okay, because, it's me, and I like authentic. I didn't have any passports. Otherwise, I would have used it. So, I went on everywhere looking for, an authentic old passport. I'm going to move these things out of the way because these items that you saw on my desk is what I used to create this, which is so awesome. And I know you're not going to be able to feel it in the camera, but there's actually a needle here because in the image, as you will see here, there is a needle right here holding the stamp on. This is from, oh goodness, 1908. Okay, it happens to be a Greek, just because right here I can see that that's Greek. I can't read Greek, but I know it's Greek. So just by some of the words and some of the letters and things like that, I can tell that it's Greek. Anyway, I went everywhere looking for something. I went on the New York Public Library. I went on, I don't know. I spent a long time, a lot of time. Couldn't find anything without, like, I don't know, lots of pictures on it. A lot of British some French. I didn't really want French. I just wanted unusual. So, what did I do? Well, it dawned on me, let's reach out to my pen pals. I have one in the Netherlands. Finland, Israel, France, Germany, my gosh, Israel, Netherlands, and Netherlands. So I reached out to them via email, and I said, you know, does anybody have a passport, an old passport, like late 1800s, early 1900s? I got so many emails. They like bombarded my emails. I can send you one. I can send you one. No. I don't have time for that. So anyway, this is the one I chose. It is from my friend Amy, and she happened to have this Greek one. She sent a picture of it, and I said, perfect. So she scanned it, and she sent it to me. Is that not cool? Like, it's so cool. So I thought, okay, so now what do I do? So I'll show you what I did. So as you can see, this, I printed this so that you can see what it looked like when I printed it. This is exactly how it came. She scanned it into her computer, both pages. She was going to send this to me. I'm like, Amy, no. I just need a picture. It's for a journal. It's like, you know, we're playing house. So anyway, I had to cut the stamp out, and I'll show you why. And she sent this document too, which I thought was pretty cool. I really, really like these rusted staples here. So I'm in the process of rusting some staples. They're outside in a bunch of rusted water. So anyway, she sent me this cool document. I have no idea. I can't read it. I know it's Greek. And I know it's part of something. I'm pretty sure it's part of the passport in some way. So I'll show you what I did. Let's get started. So here's the image. Now I went digging after I printed it and I created it. I went digging to see if I could find any cardstock, because this took about 4 hours. I didn't want to spend 4 hours on video showing you how I did this, because it was white, obviously, as you can see. But I found this in my stash because, you know, I don't want to spend any money. And so I found this in my stash. It's 31 pounds. It's round corner Southworth paper. Announcements, invitations, awards. It's 50 sheets. It's laser and inkjet copier compatible, 8.5 by 11. I thought, perfect. So I pulled it from my stash. Not that you needed to know that. I just needed to tell you the weight and what I was using. So instead of this, I printed on this. Can you see the difference? So this is 27 pound, and this is, what did I say? It's not much heavier, 31 pounds. So it's not much heavier, but it's not white. So that's pretty cool. So anyway, and I don't know where I got it. I mean, I do know where I got it. I actually got it because my husband used to work from home years ago. He's 72 years old, so he's been retired for quite a while. But, you know, I don't throw anything away. He wishes I would, but I'm not. So anyway, so instead of doing it on this tonight, I'm going to do it on this. So that's the only difference, because it would take me so long to do this on video if I did it on white. But you're going to get the same result. Hold on one second. I'm so sorry about that. So anyway, I'll show you real quick how I did that. And where are we? I've already spent so long talking. Okay, so you're going to cut out your image. And I'll show you how I cut it out. I won't cut out the whole thing, but I'm going to show you just so that you know. When I cut out an image and I want it to be old, I take my sharp scissors, my cutting scissors, and I don't cut down straight because I want it to look original. And I don't want to use, you know, the funky scissors. I do this to make stamps as well. So you kind of want to put your scissors in, press them a little bit, and pull, okay? So don't cut like this. You know what I mean? Just kind of, and don't tear it, because the tearing doesn't give you the effect you really want in a stamp, or like, see how rigid this is now? It looks like sort of like a stamp. So that's how I cut it out. So yes, it takes time, but anything artistic takes time, right? So anyway, that's how you want to cut it. Now I'm going to do that to these two stamps because I need them for my project. So I'm going to take this part out here like this, and then I am going to simply put these in my trash because I don't need them. But I'm not going to throw this away because I might be able to use bits and pieces in other projects. So then I'm going to take my scissors and I am just going to kind of rip it, but I'm ripping it with my scissors instead of tearing it with like a ruler or whatever. And I'm holding it close here. I know this is a little dangerous. You know, just be careful. I mean, they're just regular scissors, you know, paper scissors. I don't use them for anything but paper. And I don't use my sewing scissors for anything but sewing. And I don't use my glue scissors for anything but glue. I mean, I think that's key, you know, to success in cutting anything. So now here, I think I want to cut it like here. So I'm just kind of tearing it with my scissors. And like I said, if you want to tear it with your ruler, you can. But see, I want that black line. I want that rust. I want that. You know what I mean? I want it. I want it. I want it for my project. I am so sorry. I'm getting very sniffly because I went out. I should have done the video first. But that's okay. Pup had to go out. She's 16. She's pretty much totally deaf. And she's blind in one eye. And she's got pancreatitis, and she's got liver disease, and she's on many prescription drugs. But she's very happy. She's right beside me. I can't pick her up because she's a dachshund, and she's already been hurt once by jumping off the sofa. So anytime we try to pick her up, she gets very scared because she was paralyzed when she jumped off the sofa, which is very common for dachshunds because they have bad backs. See how I just tore there? Because there was a tear. I could see it. I could see it there. Oh no, well, see right here? I did the same thing. Well, I haven't done it yet, but I will. So anyway, let me get this done before we don't have any more time left. So I'm kind of just going down here, but I'm going to follow this because I want that part. And you're probably saying, Cheryl, why? It's already in it. Well, I'll show you why. Because I want it to be authentic. So then you can take your scissors, open them up, and just do this. Okay? Even though you've cut it, still do this. If you want it to look authentic. If you don't, that's fine. I can see here that I can tear this before I do the scissors. But I have to be careful because I don't want to lose that rusted head. So, I know this is taking up a lot of time, but I really wanted to show you how I did this. And it won't take long. It won't take a bit. I didn't really know what I was doing, and that's why it took me so many hours to do it. I used a lot of different products, which were unnecessary because when the final product was done, it was like, you did all that work, you can't even see it. That was silly. But, you know, you have to try things to get the right look. You know what I mean? So, and I want the right look for this. I really do. Well, I want the right look for all my projects. Okay, so now where do I want to go? I want to kind of see what I'm doing. Does Does anybody know Angie? If you follow Ruby and Pearl or Heather from Rose Hill Paper Cottage, she does a good job. Heather from Ruby and Pearl. Anyway, Angie, I've really learned a lot from her. Like, I will go back to Heather's, mail that Angie sends her. She's a wonderful, wonderful woman in this community. But she doesn't have a YouTube channel. She doesn't have an Etsy. This is her joy. And then she sends these beautiful Happy Mails to people. And I mean, it is so hard to tell what's real and what's not. My friend Rhonda from French. I'll think of it. Uh-oh. Hold on one second. Let me close my door. My husband just got home and the dog's going to be really happy and so is he. Hold on one second. Yep, here they go. Hold on one second. John, I'm videoing, honey. So sorry about that. A Little Bit French. Rhonda from A Little Bit French. I bought a journal from her. It was the first journal I ever purchased. And I couldn't wait. I finally got one. Because I was actually listening to an audiobook. But I had, my computer on. And I saw that she popped up. And so, of course, I went over to watch her video. And I thought she was doing like a tutorial or something. Because she does some great little craft with me. She really does. I just love Rhonda. So anyway, also Gail from Shabby Cottage Studio. I think it's Shabby Cottage Studio. She does some really great videos. And her digitals, oh my gosh, so beautiful. Rach from Rach and Bella Crafts. I mean, she's doing a 100-day project. She just finished a collaboration. She's doing another collaboration. And I'm going to do a video tomorrow that's going to really help a lot of people, especially those who want to follow along in the collaboration and take, like, just kind of remember things, So, anyway. All right, so now my stamps are good. You know what I think I'm going to do? I'm going to separate this like this because they obviously weren't connected in the first place. It's two different stamps. And I know that because I already took them apart in my first one. And I haven't done any aging or anything to these except by doing what I'm doing. And I'm going to just kind of tear that a little bit because it is torn. And I'm going to just kind of go in there like that. Just get the rest of it out of there. Okay? So that's it. That's all I'm doing. Okay. So that's done. We don't need this sheet anymore. So we've got this. Let me move this out of the way. Let me get a scrap piece of paper. I've used this for so many things. I just keep it beside me. Let me just get what's on it off so I don't get whatever's on it on my project. It's just copy paper, but I use it for everything. The other side probably has ink all over it, but that's okay. No, I don't think it does. I use it for gluing. Or I use parchment paper, but this I've just been using off and on for a couple of days for whatever I've been using it for. Okay, so the next thing I did, what's that? It goes over there. Okay, so then the next thing I did was, so I cut out my image just like I showed you. See the edge? And I did my little, I haven't done it all yet, but it's not a big deal. I already have one. But I am going to do this. I'm not going to age the whole thing. I'm just going to do up here and show you how much nicer it comes out. What did I do with those scissors? Those aren't the right scissors. You have to have the right scissors, Cheryl. Have to have your paper cutting scissors. So all you're going to do is kind of tear that piece out because it was torn. You can see that it was torn. Well, in the white one, you can really see that it was torn. So I'm just tearing that out because it was. And where else was it torn? I'm kind of just going to go along this edge and do that. This is, like I said, 33 pound, and this is, the other was 27 pound. This is just copy paper. And I don't mind that that ripped. I really don't. I probably would have ripped it anyway. So then you just want to, after you cut it out, just do that. Okay, done enough. And we'll do enough over here. And we'll tear this out. This is kind of real easy to tear out. You don't really need scissors to do that. But I want to get the rest out of there. And just be careful because, like I said, you know, your scissors can be sharp. So be careful how you hold them. I'm holding them like this. So my fingers aren't anywhere near the blade. Okay, that's good enough. Now what I want to do is this. Still have my stamps here. That's good enough. So just a little. Now I had to do more with this, but you can't even see it. But this one I think you'll probably be able to see more of the wrinkling when I'm done, or maybe not. I don't know. We're going to try it because I haven't made one with this paper yet. I'm going to use this one because this one I love. I don't even care how this one comes out because I'm not using it. I'm using that one because that was my first one and it took me 4 hours. So my next step is I need to age it a little bit. So just a little bit, not too much. I had to age this a lot because it was white. It was printed on white. But this one what I'm using is archival coffee. But you could use brown, you know. Why am I using archival? I don't know, because I have it. I'm sure you can use like any kind of ink. I'm just inking this, like this. I'm not doing a lot. Oh shoot, I did the wrong color first. It's all right, I can clean my brush. I wanted to do the pink first. See, in the image, there's a little bit of pink there. So I want to capture that. So before I do that, I'll grab my pink and let me see if I have, nope, this is it, because this is pink and it's clean. And the reason why it's clean is because I clean them with hand sanitizer. And I only do it once a month, maybe. I don't do it every day. I clean it with hand sanitizer first. Wipe it good with a paper towel. Just keep wiping the paper towel. You know, put the hand sanitizer on the paper towel. Wipe, 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 wipe. Get all inside the brushes, whatever. Wipe it good. Then take a little bit of Dawn dish soap, just a tick of Dawn dish soap and some warm water. In like a teacup or what have you, coffee cup. And just swish it around in there. And then just kind of go through it all. Make sure it's, you know, all nice and soapy. Not real soapy, but, you know, because you're only using like a drop of soap. Wash it around. And then what you want to do is, yeah, and then you just want to dry it overnight. Let it dry overnight. Or you could use a heat tool if you need it right away. But I just clean all my brushes at the same time. And then just let them all dry overnight on the counter on a towel. So I'm going around this to just capture any pink that might be in there. And I'm only using a light pink. It's Tattered Rose. You don't have to do this. But watch what it does to the blue. It kind of brings the blue out. See? Well, this is what I noticed when I started inking. I noticed that it was bringing more of the wording out, which I will bring up and show you in 1 second. You definitely want to get a lot on this is this. Even though I'm covering it up, it doesn't matter. Okay, so that's that. I'm going to go in here, which is kind of sad because I'm going to get my brush dirty, but that's all right. I can clean it. But I just need a lot on there because I put some brown on there. And here, I'm going to go in. If you can notice, there's some pink there. See it? I hope you can see that in camera. So that's why I'm using some pink. I'm just not using a lot. It's going in there. And I'm going to take the pink, I'm going to go around the edges like this. Because you might not have this color paper. You might not have an off-white paper. You might have a white paper. So I'm showing you what I did because I had white paper. On the back, now this isn't even showing up on this color. So it's not necessary. So skip that step. If you're doing it on white, it's not showing up, so no big deal. You don't need to use that. It did on that, and it did on the other side. I don't know, maybe it needs to be re-inked. So let me get this. And you want to do all around this edge on the back, because you might not have this color. And I'll show you why you need to do the backs in a second. And our next step, where are we? Sorry, I'm trying not to hurry, but I'm trying to hurry. So, I know that this isn't everybody's thing, but it's my thing, you know? And I'm sorry if I haven't gotten to any comments in the past 2 days, but it's, yeah, intermittent. I had internet this morning. I hurried real fast. I was going to put up a video and it went down. And I thought, I'm not even going to do the video. Like, what's the point? It's just going to sit in the queue. I'm going to forget about it. My phone's going to fill up. I'm going to forget to empty it. And I'm going to be in the middle of a video and I'm going to be, it's going to shut down. So, I'm sorry, that's just my computer telling me it's shutting off because it doesn't like me because I'm not paying attention to it. I'm just going to make sure I don't need to edge or ink any more of those edges. And I don't. I think that's good. I definitely want to get a little bit of, you know, just kind of make it look like it's, you know, an old document. So when your kids find it, I know, I said that in my last video, but they might think that they have a relative in Greece. And then they'll go get their genealogies done, finally. Not that we have. We haven't yet either. We're going to. Because both John and I are very much into that. I mean, he knows for a fact what he is, but I don't. Yeah. Because we've been to Europe. We've met both his mom's relatives and his dad's relatives. So, we know what he is, but although we don't, because not really. I mean, just because we met their relative doesn't mean, see, you definitely want to work on paper, because otherwise that's what your desk will look like. That's what my desk looks like, because I was just, you know, paying too much attention to what I was doing. Now I'm going to take the stamp, and I'm going to go over this with pink. So I want that. I don't want to make it red because it really wasn't red, and it must have been faded. I mean, it was from 1903, so it had to be faded. So I'm definitely not going to take red to it. But I do want to bring it out, you know, whatever colors are in there, because once you do this, it brings out every single detail in that piece. And I want that. I know, this is a lot of work. And it's, like I said, it's not for everyone, but it is for me, so. And I thought, you know what? Why are you here, Cheryl? Keep remembering why you're here. because when I started YouTube, if you go way back, and don't, because my videos were really bad when I first started YouTube, so don't do that, please. You know, if I could inspire one person, then job done, you know. I'm going to ink the back of this up a little bit too, just in case it shows. You don't know. Just take a little bit of brown. So anyway, while I was doing this the other night, I really did think about Angie. Thought about Heather at Ruby and Pearl. I thought about, trying to think of her name. Pretty in Pink? No. Oh gosh. I buy things from her on Etsy. Can't remember her name. I'm so sorry. I know her name is Heather, but I don't remember who she is. Anyway, she gets Happy Mail from Angie as well. And Rhonda gets Happy Mail from Angie, so I study her videos real well. I have them, really, seriously. I have them in my saved videos, and I watch them, and I study them. I put them in very slow motion. And then I try and replicate Angie's work. It takes a long time. She spends a lot of time. She spends no money. None. The only money she spends is she has her things printed. Now I'm just going to give this a little punch. I'm not going to go over it. See how I kind of did that? Just to bring some of that color out a little bit. Now I'm going to kind of just go around my edges and kind of make it look like a stamp. And the reason why I'm using this is because it's archival ink and I don't want to get it on my other brushes. And you can wear gloves. If this is going to bother you, wear gloves. But it doesn't bother me because I have my hand sanitizer right there. So I can get this, I could literally put this everywhere, all over my hands. Hand sanitizer is going to take it off. And it's archival ink. And yes, somebody did ask a question on YouTube, on Facebook, on one of my Facebook groups, because I posted it. Does hand sanitizer take the ink off of your stamps? Yes, absolutely. So you just wipe the ink off your stamp with the hand sanitizer. Wash it with warm, little bit of soapy water, and done. Put it back in its little home, however you keep that stamp, and it's all ready to go for the next time. I don't do it to my stamps because you have to prime them. So they have to have ink on them anyway. So don't clean all the ink off of your stamp. I'm going to turn this over now. We're done with the inking. Almost done, I promise. Next steps are so simple. So what I have to do next is I'm going to put these aside because this needs a photo. Every passport has a photo. So at one point in the printable, you'll see that the photo is missing. So I needed to put a photo in there. So what I did was in the printable kit for, I think it's this one. Now, when you get this particular part of the kit, the Bohemian Girls, I think it's called. Maybe. I don't remember. I'll leave it in the link below as to what this particular kit part is called. But it comes in the bigger pictures, which I showed last night. See, there she is. I showed her, and I used her in the video. So I cut this picture out because that's a picture we're going to use, because none of the other ones look to me to be looking like a passport picture. Like she would not be on, she wouldn't be on a passport. I don't think Lily would be on a passport. That she's very famous. She's a famous model. It's Lily. No, definitely not a passport. Possibly could pass for one. But this one, for sure. That one I thought for sure could be on a passport. Out of all of them, I chose this one to be on the passport. And this is how the page comes. But it also comes with images that are bigger. So you can cut them out small or you can cut them out larger. You don't have to do this. You don't have to print this smaller to get this page. This is how this page comes. Okay? Okay. So, what's our next step? Put these aside. Following me? Are you still here? What happened to my other stamp? Oh, here it is. Okay. So, my next step is simple. Really simple. I'm going to take this tape. It's masking tape. I tried Scotch tape. It works, but you really have to work at it. Okay? I need to move this aside. So I hope you can see. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put my tape on the back of this. Like this. And I probably could have done it the other way, but I didn't. But it doesn't matter. I'll still be able to do it. So just put your tape on the back of the paper. Okay? And I'll show you why. Because I want those pictures for other things. So, and I didn't want to print the whole page on tissue paper, which I can do. I've done it 100,000 times, printed on tissue paper. And if you want to see that video, I can post one. I've never posted doing it before, but it's very easy. Tomorrow I'm going to be printing on doilies because I need them for my kit. And I have a new and improved way of doing it that's so simple. Oh my goodness. Than my first video. No matter what kind of printer you have. It's very simple. So this is what you're going to do. Okay? Alright, so now what did I just tear that page? I hope not. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to peel carefully that layer of paper off. Well, why are you doing that, Cheryl? Well, because I want to. Because I think it will look better. In my project, it will look more real. Remember? And that doesn't bother me that it tore at all. But look how thin that is. You can almost see through it. See how thin it is? I think I'll take a little bit more off. Just here. And carefully tear it off. Okay? So now that's what you have. You've basically torn a layer of the paper off. Like the pulp of the paper, if that makes sense. And what you have now is this really thin. I was going to say paper thin, but that's ridiculous. It's even thinner than paper thin. Oh, Lord. Okay, so last part. And we're done. Okay, so you'll need for this part, and I promise we're almost done. For this part, we're going to bring these back. We've got our picture, we've got our stamps, and we've got our passport. You can do this with any image to make anything. I'm making a passport. I'm recreating an original. If that makes sense. You will need parchment paper. And I use tinfoil. A lot of people don't, but I do because I'm impatient. I like things to go fast. You don't have to use tinfoil and parchment paper. I just do because I'm impatient. So why do I have parchment paper and tinfoil? Well, obviously, if you've watched my channel, you know that one of the things I love to do is wax. Because waxing gives you... It doesn't matter, you'll see. I already probably put them away. Everything I waxed already. I probably put them away. I've got everything organized for my project. Well, I do that anyway. So, okay. So we have parchment paper. We have tinfoil. Now we need wax. Now, if you do not have beeswax, which I prefer this wax over beeswax. 2 reasons. The beeswax is expensive and it's yellow. I think you can get it in white. I'm not positive. Anyway, I simply take a tapered handle like this. And this used to be we had many. So I stole this one from my craft room and I use it to do several things. I use this to edge. I use this to peel my candle. And all I do is I peel it onto a piece of paper, then I roll the paper and I put my wax shavings into here. Now, if you don't have a vegetable peeler, perhaps you have a knife. I'm not real good like that. I'll cut my finger off. I'm much better peeling it like this, okay? So, and you don't need a lot. Well, for what I'm doing, you don't need a lot for sure. Okay? That's how you do it. And then you simply, you know, wrap it back up until you need it for your next project. I'll clean that up later with my ink. And I don't really have, well, yeah, actually, I do. And you're probably like, Cheryl, your hands are gross. So wipe them off. Look, see? Gone. That was archival ink. The black archival ink, sometimes I can't tell you what my hands look like. Now, yeah, you can wear gloves. I don't like gloves. I want to feel the paper. I have to feel the paper. I have to know how thin it is or how thick it is or what have you, you know? Okay, so I might as well use this wax since I just peeled it, but let me get it off of here because I don't want to get it anywhere where I don't need it. All right, so, and the reason for the parchment paper is just so that I don't get it anywhere else. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring over my towels because I don't want to do it on my glass, obviously. Let me move this a little bit. I don't want to spill it on anything. So I'm just going to bring over my craft towel, which I've folded to kind of make a cushion. You can use your ironing board, but who wants to do that at your desk? You could use your felt board for sewing if you have one, but who wants to ruin it? You know, who wants to take the risk of getting wax on your felt board? So just use whatever towels you use in your craft room. If you don't have any towels in your craft room, steal some from your garage. You know, anything that's out in the garage, you know, for cleaning or even in your home that you use for cleaning. A diaper would be fabulous. Actually, I just thought of that, and I'm thinking maybe I should grab some from my daughter-in-law who doesn't use, she uses diapers. I just want to kind of get rid of whatever on there. Okay, so now I'm just going to take my images like this. I'll do the little ones first. Mind frame. Can you see? I'm putting this on the tin foil. The reason why I have this is because I don't want to get any wax accidentally on my towels, because I don't. I don't think I will, but I don't want the risk. Okay. So now what I'm going to do, look how paper thin that is. Can you see the difference? Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to take some wax. You don't need very much. These are just shavings. I just showed you. And I'm going to put them on my stamp and on my girl. My image. My bohemian girl who's traveling. She's traveling to find her lost love. Maybe. I don't know yet. I don't know why she's traveling yet. I haven't decided. I will. Before the end of the collaboration, she'll have a purpose. Okay, then you want to take your craft iron or a heat tool. I happen to have a craft iron because my husband bought me one. Isn't it adorable? For Christmas. I was so excited. So then you just want to press your tin foil. You don't want to rub it around. You just want to press it. Okay? Like this. And what you should have, I see a little bit that's not melted, so hold on. I'm not putting this on my desk. It has a little, just in case you want to know. If it doesn't have that, just put it on your towel. So now you open it up, and what you have now is vellum. Okay, see, you can see through it. So just put that here, because they're a little bit hot because the tinfoil is hot. Okay, let me just fix her. And see, because I tore that paper off, now you have vellum. So if you don't have vellum, this is how you can make a vellum sticker with anything. And it didn't take long at all. And you don't have to tear the paper off, but by tearing the paper off, you can't even tell which side is up. I mean, I didn't get a lot of wax on this part because it folded, but if that's the case, then just put it back. Okay, there's a little bit of wax there that I need to still do. Fold it in half. I don't need to add any more wax. I really don't know where my images are. That's why I'm kind of doing this. Okay, so then that's done. I'm getting there, folks. I'm almost at the end. So now put that there. Be careful. The tin foil does get a little warm. Move this out of the way. And now you have vellum. You have stamps. Sort of. Yes, you have stamps. See, that's where the rusted pin was. Yes, that's the back. That's the front. It's hard to tell. I know. But there she is. That's the front. That's the back. Okay. Move everything out of the way. Well, actually, I'm pretty sure I can do these now just to get them done. I did them after I folded them all up. But I could do it now. Why not? We'll get the waxing out of the way. So now I spent a lot of time. I waxed. I mean, first I did this, and I used matte medium, and I used gloss medium, and I used inks, and then I was like, no, I need a leathery feel. And you can't feel this through the camera. I know you can't, but that's okay. You don't need to feel it. Make it so you can feel it. It's not hard. Use your heat tool if you don't have an iron. But just make sure that you don't use your heat tool onto the wax because it will blow it all over the place. All right, do it like this. And just get it all waxed. And ink it first. Because once it's waxed, the ink won't take. Well, it will, sort of. But not as well as if you do this, if you ink it first. Now, that's exactly how I want it. I don't need it all waxed. I don't want it all waxed. Because remember, we're trying to make this look as authentic as we possibly can. Well, you might not want to, but I do. So, I put that in, and as you noticed, I didn't add any wax. I might have to, but I'm going to check first. Because, and see how I'm not rubbing it? And it doesn't take very long if you use the tin foil, because that tin foil is getting hot, because the iron's hot. And I only have it on a medium setting. You can use whatever setting you want. Depends on how, you could use it on a lower setting. But I'm impatient. I'll admit it. Oops, see? You got to be careful because there's steam coming out of there from the wax. Is that good enough? Let me just put a little bit more shavings on there. Just a little. And I really hope you stayed till the end because I have something, a really big, like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that. Like, really, seriously. Just stay a few more minutes. What time are we? 49. Just like 2 minutes. 3 minutes. I promise. 3 minutes. That's it. 3 more minutes. and you'll see what happens. There's something magic. I mean, it's magic. Magic. Everything's magic with me. I feel like a magician. Okay. And you know what, guys? I'm so glad you're here because my husband wasn't interested at all. He wasn't impressed. He's like, you've been in there for 4 hours. Like, really? You did that? It took you 4 hours to do that? I'm like, yes. I didn't know what I was doing. I was channeling Angie. I don't even know her, and she doesn't have a YouTube channel, and I really wish she did. And I went back and forth. I went to Heather's and, all, you know, everything that was in my saved Angie list. I must have watched. Rhonda, if you're watching, well, maybe you're not because I know you're busy. I know you don't watch a lot of videos, but, well, obviously, a lot of you don't because you're busy people. Anyway, that's perfect. Okay. So, I'll show you how easy this is. Guys, it's so easy. You're going to have the greatest document in the world. And if I didn't chat so much, that would have been done a lot sooner. If I didn't show my perfectionism in the video so much. Or if I could edit some of it out. So you can move this now. You don't need it anymore. Everything's fine. And I'll just put that on my lap because that's typically where I keep my towel. All right, I'm going to bring this back now just in case I need glue, which I do. Okay, so now I'm going to fold the crease and just fold it. Well, that didn't fold very well. Did it? Nope, it did not. You want to make sure that, you know, it's pretty close. And then I'm going to put, this is the outside. This is the inside. So, yes, this is the outside. This is the inside. Didn't get a lot of wax on that, so hold on. That's all right. I'm not going to do it. I'll do it after. And then you just fold it in half. Just the way it comes. So if it was wonky, fold it wonky. Okay? Oh gosh, guys, if you could feel this, it just feels so good. Now you're going to fold it back on itself. And then what I did was I took my glue, and I just used Fabri-Tac because, I don't know, it was there. I think you could use any glue except a glue stick because it has wax on it. So don't use a glue stick. Why did I use Fabri-Tac? Well, it was there, number one. And number two, I know I can slide it into place if I need to. So I went around here, right? And I went around here. 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 But I did not go down here. Why? Because I wanted a pocket. Why did I want a pocket? Well, you'll see. I'm going to make you wait. No, I'm not. I'll show you in 1 second. So I'm lining this up with, see the tear? That's pretty much where I want to line it up. And just slide it. And now you have, now on my white one, I had to line this because I was like, oh shoot, because I didn't ink it. But see, that's why I showed you, ink your back. Because if you print it on white copy paper or cardstock, you'll open it and it'll be white. And then you'll have to line it, which is what I did. I used tea stain paper. So if that happens, just use tea stain paper and, you know, fold it in half, cut it to size, slide it in, and glue it on both sides. Did I close up? Nope. I was like, did I close up the wrong side? Just go along and really press that down because, and you could sew around it, but I don't think it was sewn. I didn't see anything in the image that showed me that there was signs of stitching, except possibly right here. So if I were going to stitch it, I would only stitch there because there didn't seem to be any stitching anywhere else on the image. And remember, I want it to be authentic as possible. Okay. I might use this one, guys. I really like it. Okay, so I've done that. Now, even though it's not going to be great, I will use archival. I think you have to use archival, but I don't know. You might be able to get away with your distress ink. But I do know that this will age the edge. Because you know what? I forgot. Just like I forgot in my first one. But this is what I did. And I won't take all night. But you could probably use a darker color if you wanted to. But I'm using this because it's on my desk. And I really don't want to use the black because it wouldn't have been black. It wasn't in the image. It was just kind of a brown. And it wasn't real dark. So, just do this. These sponges aren't worth a dang, but they work. There, it worked. So now, I'll just kind of do this, because I didn't, you know, it's just aged. It looks like it's been in water, you know, and that's what I was going for. I was just going for that look that, see now why I crinkled it up, guys? Can somebody please talk to me? Tell me you see that. Let me know in the comments if you like this sort of thing. Like Heather, a long time ago, she's got a great video. It's called Aging with Angie. I've watched it a gazillion times. You'll have to go way back. Or just type in, go to her YouTube channel and just put Typing with Angie and it will come up. It's the best. It taught me so much about aging because Angie is the queen. I'll have to glue those edges a little more. I'll ink more if I have to. Why did you leave that pocket, Cheryl? Tell us. I will. Hold on. I'm getting there. Now I'm going to take my image. Oh, shoot. First I need a pen. So here's my pens, my rusted pens, and my age tape, which isn't age tape at all. It's just coffee dyed parchment paper that I use when I coffee dye, even though I coffee dye outside. What I'm going to do now, oh no, I'm not. Cheryl, you're getting ahead of yourself. I'm going to glue this here, and I'm going to glue this here, okay? Making sure that I do this first because I need it to match up. Okay. Better. Better. So I'm going to put that there. And I am going to put this here. And look, now we have real stamps. So it's not like, oh yeah, well, whatever. No, it's real. But before you glue it down, you want to take a rusted pen. And, oh, you know who else does a fabulous job? Annalie. I'll put it in the description box below. Oh my gosh, Annalie. I'm so sorry. Annalie. Oh gosh, what's her channel? I'll leave it in the description box below. She does fantastic. She's from Sweden. I love her. I love her. Hello from Sweden. I'm listening to her right now. She has the greatest voice. All right, now you want to put it down. Because see, there was a pin. I don't know why they used a pin to stamp, to put stamps down, but they did. It's not a staple, it's a pin. You can see the head. I know you're arguing with me. You're like, that's not a pin, it's a staple. No, it's a pin. I'm telling you. Now, before I do that, there's a pin here. So let me see if I have another one in here. Oh, let's see. That's not one. Dang it. I probably don't. Oh, wait. Yes, I do. The only way you're going to get rusted pins is if they're stainless. So if you order pins, order stainless steel. No coating. Non-coated stainless steel. Now what I have to do is I've got to get this through here without going through the other side because I don't want anybody injured. But I do want a pin there. And nobody's going to get injured. It's behind there. Okay? And I'm going to glue this down and put a little bit of like Mod Podge or something over it. But I just needed that pin to be there. I actually need it to come out right there. Good. And don't worry, nobody's going to get hurt because I'm going to cover that, not on camera, but I'm going to put a little bit of wax on it. I'm going to ink it. I'm going to put a little bit of wax on it, and then you'll feel it and you'll see it. But yeah, it's going to be fine. Nobody's going to get injured. And nobody's going to get injured with this because I'm going to do the same thing. But I'm not going to do it on camera because we'll be here too long. So now you put your stamps down, like so. And I'm going to use the heavy duty glue for these because I've got wax here and wax here. So I'm going to use my art glitter glue because I know that it will stick. Go over that needle real good so it will stick. Am I in frame? See what I'm doing? I'm really coating it good. But I'm not going all the way to the edges because what would have been the point of me doing all of this with the edges if you're not going to be able to feel the edges? I want people to feel it and say, is that a real stamp? Oh, Rhonda. So anyway, I bought a, if you go back some videos, I did an unpackaging of what I purchased from her. And I had to really like go over it and say, is this real? Is this not real? Because you can't tell. With Rhonda's work, you can't tell. So anyway, the good news is she was able to say, yes, it's real. I was pretty sure in a lot of the items that they were real, but I had to really pay attention. I love her. Sharon Hearth does a good job. Sharon Hearth, if you're watching, you're precious. Thank you so much. You're all precious. I love you all, my followers. Even though I don't have a lot, but I have enough. That's all I care about. I love you all. I don't care if I have 2 subscribers because like I said, I just need to inspire one person. Don't leave. Stay with me and see how I'm kind of doing this to the stamp because I want it to look like it was torn a little bit. There. And I just took my ink off. But that's okay because look. Go over that pin. And the pin on the other side needed a little bit too. There. And this, I have some paper clips that I'm rusting, and I'll put the paper clip right in there. I'll poke it, you know, I'll have to use a pokey tool, obviously, and I'll put it right in there. Like this. Okay? This isn't glued up yet, so I'll be able to do that. And there's a reason why that's not glued up. I'm not putting anything in there. I just need to be able to get the staple in there. Okay. So it goes this way. So we've got our stamps. Now we have to put our lady down. And there was a pin here, but I don't have another one. I'm pretty sure I don't have another one. So I'm just going to ink that, and we'll pretend. I'm really out of them. I need to rust some more. I'm really short on my aging tools. I'm just kind of going over these like rust spots and okay. So now she needs to go here because that's obviously where a picture once was using a pin. I wish I had another one, but I don't believe I do. I didn't have too many of the straight ones that rusted. I wish I could find one. But that's okay. I'll find one. Here's a paper clip. Nah, that's not gonna work. Well, it might. Wire cutter, in case you're interested. It worked. See, it did. It worked. So now I'm going to put it somehow through here because it's a paper clip. It worked. Okay, so we'll just do it this way. And then we'll put her here. No, actually, I think I want to do it the right way. So I want to push it through here, but I want to kind of, where is it? There it is. I want to do it like this. Now don't go trying to sell this as an original because you'll get caught. And that's like fraud. Okay, so she's in there and she's got a pin, even though it's a paper clip. Who's gonna know? Nobody. Well, you will. Push all this to the side. I'll put that away later. Okay, she's done. Now, we have to keep her on there. So, I'm going to go onto here. Come on. Hurry up. People are waiting. They want to see the reveal of the surprise. Now that I've got all my pins in there, thank you. My iron turns off automatically. Isn't that cool? And it's a craft iron. He got it on Amazon. Because I asked. It wasn't the one I had on my list. But he got it Cyber Monday or whatever it's called. And he said that he thought that that one would be better for me. I'm like, okay. He did his research. Consumer Reports. He's crazy. But I love him. He's a good crazy. He's crazy like me. Maybe someday you'll meet him. I doubt it. He thinks I'm nuts. Okay, so she's in there. But look, she's kind of like, now you can see that she's white. Oh, that's okay. Watch. Not anymore. Cheryl, why did you do all of that work of making her so thin? Because it looks cool. She looks more real. Everything looks more real. Right, Angie, if you're watching. She doesn't watch my channel, but maybe she'll see it on Instagram. I know she lives there a lot. If I put it on Instagram, I haven't really thought about it. Okay, that's it. She's done. How long did it take? Oh my gosh, an hour. Well, I'm sure that you could fast forward a lot of this. Or that you got the point. I'm still going to put it up, even though it's an hour and I don't like putting up hour-long videos. I left one side open. Which side did I leave open? I left that side open. I'll glue this later. But here it is now. Isn't that cool? I mean, it's cool. It's really cool. I love it. And it, oh my gosh, if you could feel it, it feels like a leather passport. It's got a little bit of rust there. It's got that staple, a pin. You can actually run your finger over it and feel it, but you're not going to get hurt. I'm not getting hurt. I can't even feel that. The wax already covered it. I'll cover it with a little bit more wax just in case, and you'll still be able to feel it. But see, it's there. Awesome. I love it. So grateful. Oh, one other thing. You want to take your stamp and you want to kind of do this. So when your kids feel it, right? When you're long gone and they find it, they will really be impressed. They'll be like, what? Who do we know in Greece? My gosh, Mom, why did you keep all these relatives from us? It's going to be fun. Because, I mean, they support what I do, but they don't really get it. I mean, who really does? Who really gets our art? Why isn't this coming out? My gosh, it's holding me up. It's holding you up for my great reveal. Do you remember that image I showed you at the beginning? It was the image Amy sent along with, now I don't want to keep it so that it's down flat because I am now going to take a piece of my parchment paper and I am going to tear a piece of it off here. Because her picture got torn. Somehow in her travels, the picture got torn. It's really not very dark. I need it a little bit darker. It's tea stained. If you coffee stain, it would be darker. But if it's not dark enough, just kind of do that. Play. Have fun. I do. That's why it takes me so long to do things. It's still not dark enough. It's too light. Hold on. Heather didn't take this long. So, if you want to know how to age things, really, Heather at Ruby and Pearl, Heather at Rose Hill Paper Cottage, Sharon Hirth, she has some great waxing and different videos. I've learned a lot from her. I'll leave their channels below. The ones that I can think of that do aging. They do a great job. And they're a lot faster than I am. At least on video. Well, at any point. Because like I said, that one took me 4 hours. But I didn't really know what I was doing. I had to keep referring back to people's videos. Because Angie doesn't have a channel. So, I used Fabri-Tac. And that's okay. Alright, so now she's got a piece of tape there because, you know, it had to have tape. And anywhere that you can see white, just kind of do that. Or, you know, a darker pink or something. Over it, just make it look real. Bend it up a little bit. Take that stamp and, you know, do this. I'll show you my brush tomorrow. Because you're probably like, oh my gosh, you're ruining your brush. Use the other one. Doesn't matter. It's going to clean. Tomorrow's video will be a lot shorter, folks. Alright, you can glue this up later. Okay, so why did I leave that open? Do you remember that image I showed you at the beginning? This one? Because I'm thinking it must have gone in a pocket here, right? Maybe that's what that image was for. So I printed it, sized it down, printed it. I, you know, did my edging. I folded it up. I did my inking. I put some age tape here because I tore it. I still have to put the staples in. And on the back, I put a little piece she must have carried with her on whatever this document is. And I put that little piece of, it's just a piece of doily. I'm actually going to kind of make it look a little bit more, even though it's an antique piece of doily. I'm going to get it a little bit dirtier. And see, I used some blue because this was white. It looked just like this. And then it looked like this. And I used a little bit of blue because the image is blue. And I needed it to come out on the other side. So I just used some, whatever blue I had. And I used some browns, and I used some this, not this, but the pad. This is just the re-ink. Here it is. See, I use that. And I just kind of kept going over it, and then I folded it the way it was folded. Watch. It was folded like this. So I folded it like this, and then I did my inking, and then I folded it back like this, and I did my inking, and I folded it like this, and I did my inking. And yes, it's folded like this, but that's how the fold was. And I wanted to keep it original. So now it was all done, right? The pin was in, everything was all done. And then I gave it a quick spray of this, in case you didn't watch my last video. I did not spray this. I just sprayed this, both sides, before I put my lace on. I sprayed this, and pinned that on with the rest of safety pin. Because I'm sure, I mean, I don't know for positive, but there had to be a reason for this document, and a reason Amy sent it to me. And it is Greek, because it's down here. It's in Greek. It's in Greek, you know. And then I had to put some age tape because I tore it, which was fine, because, you know, it's fine. I would have probably torn it anyway. So there's the document, and for whatever reason, she pinned that little piece there. We don't know why yet, but she did in 1908. There you go, folks. Our finished product. I rushed that other one, so I'm not even going to show it to you. I really rushed it. This one took me 4 hours. But I didn't really know what I was doing. But I love it. You know, I just love it. I love the way it feels. I love the way it looks. And, you know, it didn't take 4 hours because I took 4 hours. Oh, and I had to line it because it was white. Oh, I'll have to ink that little edge there. See the white? But then all I have to do, and I'll clean my desk, don't worry. But all I have to do, if you have that problem, is put a little ink there. I couldn't get my dauber in there to ink it. I had already glued it. I'm like, now what? It's white. I need to get that surprise in there for the person who gets this journal. Not. I'm keeping it for life. I love it. I gave away my other boho. No, I didn't. Yes, I did. I gifted it. I gifted that journal. I've only sold, I've sold one, and I've done 2 commission journals in my life. So you'll see a lot of journals in my shop when it opens, because I've made a lot over the years. Just because, you know, between design teams and just making things myself and that kind of thing, I've saved all my journals very carefully, wrapped in tissue paper, in boxes, put away nicely. I take them out and look at them once in a while and decide, do I want to use this? No, put it back. So just keep doing whatever you want to do to it. Add more ink if you want to. But that's it. It's so cool. The pen, you can feel the pen, but it's not going to hurt you. I still need to put a staple there. There's the pen, there's the stamp. It looks like it needs a little bit more ink there. Angie would. I'm thinking it probably takes Angie this long. Do you think? If anybody knows who I'm talking about, just type in hashtag aging with Angie. I bet it will come up. Okay, folks, that's enough playing for today. If you stuck with me. But isn't that cool? That's her passport to wherever she was going. Can you see the pink? I don't know. I just love it. I think it's beautiful. I really love it. So I don't know. I know my bohemian girl, though, is likely Greek. Because they can come from anywhere, right? I don't know. I'll have to research that. Find out where they came from. Where the Bohemians, you know. I know where they originated, but, I mean, I think they were from everywhere. because, like, you know, we're doing shabby chic, and we're doing vintage, and we're doing aged, and we're doing eclectic, and we're doing botanical. So anyway, that's it. I hope you liked it. I hope I didn't get too excited in my video. And I hope you watched it all the way through. Let me know what you think in the comments. And until tomorrow, be well, be kind, be safe, and God bless. Okay? I didn't even really give you a good look at this document, but it's pretty cool. And it doesn't come off or anything because I sprayed it. So that will never come off. Can you hear it? It feels so good. It feels really good. I love it. So anyway, that's her document. I don't know why she kept it in there yet. I'll let you know. Okay. Hashtag how boho can you go? Angela Kerr is up tomorrow. Okay? And don't forget, if you haven't watched already, Camellia Crafts. Julie at Camellia Crafts was yesterday. Today was Bohemian Crafting with Eva. I haven't watched that video yet because I haven't seen it upload yet. And then tomorrow is Angela Kerr. Okay? Okay. Okay. All right. Bye, everybody. See you tomorrow.